No. Yeah, so I know quite a few of you have done this already, which is amazing. But we kind of evolve it all the time. And and we've got one coming up in July that starts on the 8th. So can you see that okay? Growing Point, our new logo. Yeah, we've got a basically we've synthesized teachings from Dr. Elaine Ingham. I did her soil food web course back in 2021. I'm a certified soil food web lab technician, which is a mouthful. And basically we saw a need to um, synthesize all that because there's a huge amount and not everyone can spend that time and money to dig that deep into that particular knowledge base. So and we saw everyone was sort of doing a lot of composting, but no one was really doing much analysis of actually what's in it at the end. And so we felt if we could offer something that was sort of a nice little capsule of learning, we've um, We've chunked it into 4 modules. You can do it remotely. So we've got 3 live Zooms and an in-person session. And so these are the next ones coming up. So we do 3 Tuesdays from 7 till 8:30 where we go over the theory. I do some live scoping so you can get to see what I see through the microscope. We do analysis of what we're looking at, what the relationship between the microbes are, what that means in your growing system. So it's really just a sort of a quick fire of information to get you going so you can just go away and make it yourself and that you can talk about these things broadly. The biggest thing that I've found as we've developed this course is that the deep learning, the deep change making aspect of it is that you get into relationship with the things that you can't see in a different way, and that relationship is everything. Like so because we can't see what's going on, we can sort of smell it and look at the color and see the texture and moisture, and you've all probably got a lot of experience as composters with getting your nose in there and all the different ways that you can do visual assessments and oral assessments and oral assessments and listen to the worms. I always get mixed up with oral and oral. And anyway, this is just sort of a way to visualize all that life, all that mauri. And the other thing that's kind of we feel is unique about this course is that it's grounded in Aotearoa. It's grounded in Mātauranga Māori. We've got Rob Small who puts a Māori frame, a lens on this, and he speaks to, the huaparakori elements that are really deeply what guide us through all our kaupapa in terms of growing and composting. And so I've got this slide here, which really sort of speaks to that macro micro, the fractals of above and what, as above, so below. So we've got a pahutakawa tree looking up at it into the stars. So that's our, the cosmos. It's being guided by the maramataka and the phases of the moon. But it's also like we are stardust. Everything is got the same components, from planetary right down to the microbial. And so having these 2 images together, it's sort of really showing that as above, so below relationship. And these are the branches, these are the mycelium, the hyphae, the fungal hyphae, and and life sticks to it. Life sticks to it. So this is a generation, this is life generating, which is happening anyway. But being able to visualize this really shifts our relationship to all that's going on. So we talk about, Rob does a beautiful session around mauri, which is life force. And this microbial life, the intensity of the microbial life when you start to look at it, is an expression of mauri, is expression of that life force. And so we're kind of weaving both Western science and mātauranga Māori through this, and that what is feel like we sort of encapsulated what Elaine Ingham talks about in terms of the soil food web, but we're deeply rooted in Hua Parakori principles and practices in how we apply it, how we relate to it. Yeah. So this is a mural that's at the garden. It's 6 meters long, and this is the essence of what we're working with. So the soil food web, a lot of you will know this. We're looking at the solar energy. The leaves are like solar panels. They're converting that energy through photosynthesis into the plant stores some of that for its own growth, but then it gifts from a third to a half of that energy every night to the soil. And that's not just because they're benevolent beings, even though they are, but it's because then that the microbes become a workforce for the plant. So it's that symbiotic relationship, that reciprocity between all these living systems, and the microbes are a key part of that. So we dig into that in a lot of detail in the course itself, but that's kind of the basic overview. I put this in because I love the drone shot. This is Dignan St Community Garden, which is where we trial this stuff. We're constantly experimenting and refining, and we feel like it's a applied research garden, and we're innovating all the time. And this is the space that we're lucky enough to be able to trial that. And it's a ex-bowling green. It's 1,000 square meters, and it's on my street, which I just feel ridiculously privileged to have this as my backyard office, science lab, art project, 3 minutes walk up the road. So I love going to work, except on possibly really rainy days like today. But even then, I'm like hearing those microbes going, woo. So I've got a little video here. I'll just check that you can hear the sound on it. I did push that button, but let's just check. So this is a little snapshot of what we do in the in-garden module. So we do it on a Saturday. We build what we call biocomplete compost pile. So I'll just welcome to our biocomplete compost build this morning. We've got great weather. I'm just going to explain all the steps, and then you're going to be doing this all together. So what we mean when we say biocomplete is that we've got our 4 key microbes present in the compost. So the microbes that we're looking for are fungi, bacteria, protozoa, and nematodes. So when you have all those 4 groups present, you've got a very balanced system, and those microbes start to form a relationship with the plant, and that then cycles the nutrients back to the plant. The plant feeds the microbes through their exudates. So in the sun, they create photosynthesis, and then each night they push between a third. You can just, as long as someone who's going to be the recipe holder to make sure we've got all our ingredients in the tarp, and then we're going to do like a Mexican wave, boogie on down and mix that all up. So we kind of do the stir fry method, not the lasagna method. So we figure that as much contact that the carbon, all the different ingredients have with each other, the better those things start to meld rather than doing the layers. So each batch is 200. We're going to tick off all the ingredients and mix it all up and roll it in. Be careful of your back. Bring your love to it. Sing, dance, the joy, the mauri will be all part of what helps create this. We'll divvy up the job so everyone knows what they're doing. And we're going to build some fabulous. That'll do. So that's just a little snapshot of the compost build. We also have the microscopes at the garden, so you can bring along a sample of your own compost and get some hands-on experience with the microscopes. So this is a slide here showing the 4 groups. So we've got fungi, bacteria, the little dots, protozoa, and nematodes, and organic matter. So those are the things we start to learn how to identify and how they all relate with each other. This is one that you can see it's a lot more bacterial heavy from that one. See how many more dots there are. But it's got a good strand of fungi through there, a nice nematode, our protozoa, an amoeba cyst, some organic matter. So we start to understand how all those things are working together, how they're building soil structure. So the biology's creating these clumps. They start to get very sticky, and so other things start building around particularly around the hyphae. The bacteria have got these glues called glomulins, and that starts to stick these things together, and that's what's creating your soil structure. So you guys probably know this, but a lot of people think you need soil structure by doing mechanical things to it, but actually your microbes are your workforce, and if you have them in balance, if you have all your groups together, they are creating your soil structure. So when it's raining like this, you're going to get good porosity, you're going to get good drainage. It's not going to flood away, and in the dry it's not going to blow away because things become sticky, and you've got those air channels for water to pass through and for the soil to cling to itself. So this was a fun session. We had the garden to table garden specialists come down into the garden, and so this is what it would look like. We limit it to sort of about 12 people per course, so everyone gets hands-on time. But it's always exciting to see people's faces light up when they find a nematode, or they start to get aware of, when you see your own microbes, it really does shift something in your brain about it. It shifts that relationship, like I was saying before. So I'll